So what if I told you that even the FBI is pissed off at the ATF? Yes, it has come out that the ATF apparently is overstepping its bounds, not just with us, but within the federal government as well. I'm going to want you to stick around because I'm going to show you a couple of documents that were released via a lawsuit. And I want to thank my friend John Petrolino who sent these documents to me. I'll link to his stuff down below. He did an article on it as well. On the screen here is a letter from Kimberly Del Greco, the Deputy Assistant Director of the Information Service Branch, CGIS Division. And that's where the NICS system lives. And this was to Mr. Curtis W. Gilbert, the Deputy Assistant Director of the Enforcement Programs and Services of the ATF. Now, this was dated June 3rd of 2019. I'm going to show you a couple other documents too, but the FBI lays a smackdown on ATF. So this says, Dear Mr. Gilbert, this letter is in response to your June 19, 2018 memorandum regarding the processing of National Firearms Act appeals by the FBI Criminal Justice Information Services, CGIS Division's National Instant Criminal Background Check System section. The FBI previously stated that the NICS section is not responsible for processing NFA appeals. In response, you stated that the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives has neither the legal or regulatory authority to process appeals for the correction of erroneous NICS system information, as this authority is clearly and unambiguously provided to the FBI. Further, you stated that ATF processing of NICS appeals would be violative of both NICS regulations and likely the Administrative Procedures Act. On this point, the FBI does not disagree, as the FBI Director is the designated system manager of the NICS system. However, it is the position of the FBI that ATF NFA transfers do not fall within the purview of the NICS provisions of the Brady Handgun Violence Prevention Act of 1993, also known as the Brady Act. Therefore, application and analysis of NICS regulations seems unnecessary. In fact, it is the position of the FBI that the processing of any ATF work, to include NFA appeals by the NICS section, pursued due to the denial of a transfer based upon the results of a NICS background check, runs afoul of federal appropriations laws and the Anti-Deficiency Acts. It gets better. Appeals of NFA denials are not NICS appeals as set forth in the Brady Act. While the Brady Act provides both administrative and judicial remedies for any person denied a firearm, this process is limited to those persons the NICS has denied a firearm under subsections S and T of Section 922 of the Gun Control Act. In addition, the remedies set forth in the Brady Act are limited to transfers where licensees have contacted the NICS prior to the Gun Control Act transfer of a firearm. As defined in 34 U.S.C. 4091 J1, the term licensee does not include the ATF or ATF director. Now, there's a lot more to this letter, and it'll be hyperlinked in John's article down below. But this is the FBI telling the ATF, look, if you deny somebody a transfer of an NFA item, it's not us denying them, it's you. And we're not doing the appeals, you should be. And the FBI is saying that that might not follow all of the rules, regulations, and laws set forth under the NFA and the GCA and NICS if you look at everything combined. In other words, the FBI just told the ATF, you're on your own. Now, as you can imagine, there was a little back and forth because of this, and there was another letter sent to Mr. Gilbert from the FBI on February 21st of 2021. And here's the letter, but I'm going to show you this section down here on page 2. It says, notwithstanding the above, for the reasons detailed in the CGIS Division's June 3rd letter, the CGIS Division continues to believe that it is better for the ATF to process all ATF checks itself. The FBI continues to make the search of its systems and the results available to the ATF to perform this work. If, during the processing of a background check or an appeal, the ATF identifies a record in need of updating, the FBI will work with the ATF to ensure their appropriate processes are followed based on the respective FBI system and the owner of the record. Now, this came out as a result of a lawsuit, Umbert et al. Versus the United States et al. And as a result of this back and forth, the plaintiffs have moved to moot this whole thing because of the quarreling with the big brother, little brother of the ATF FBI. Now, in this case, each plaintiff had tried to obtain a firearm or a suppressor, but they didn't pass the background check. The plaintiffs alleged that the defendants, the FBI, ATF, the United States et al., improperly prevented them from purchasing firearms and violated their Second Amendment and statutory rights under 18 U.S.C. 925A alpha. They further alleged that the FBI violated the Fifth Amendment procedural due process rights by not processing their appeals. And this had to do with some Form 4s that they had filled out, but they went after the FBI because the ATF was using the FBI information, saying the FBI denied you, and the FBI saying, no, ATF, you're the denial person, not us. It's not even in our purview. So interesting. So even the FBI is telling the ATF, you're moving a little beyond your means, and it's good to see them get smacked down a little bit by, I guess, Big Brother. Guys and gals, let me know what you think down below. John Petrolino did an article on this that'll give you a little more in-depth information, and if you want to read the lawsuit and the supplementing information, it's linked, hyperlinked right in his article, so you'll have everything in one informative packet. John does a hell of a job. Check him out if you're not familiar with his work. He's on AmmoLand and other places. And John, thanks for the information. Guys and gals, until we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, and carry a gun to keep you, your friends, your family, your community safe. Remember to tell your friends and your loved ones what you think of them every time you see them. I am on my way this evening to a funeral of a friend who passed way too soon. And just remember to tell everybody what you really feel of them, guys and gals, because you might never get a second chance. Take care.